Hi, it's Nicola. Today we're talking about The Mother Wound. This is a multi-award winning debut memoir by Amani Haydar. The show today is brought to you thanks to the Structure Success video training. I'll have some information about getting this at the end of the show. If you're new to Forever Young Autobiographies, a big g'day, because this is where we learn how to create life stories for family and friends so unique memories can live on. It'd be great if you could follow, subscribe, like the show. So The Mother Wound came out recently. It is a memoir about strong women and motherhood, of course. And in short, this memoir is about Haydar when she's 5 months pregnant. She loses her mother, who's actually murdered by her father. Now, this book came out by Pan Macmillan, Australia, and it's picked up the Australian Book Industry Awards 2022 Award for New Writer of the Year. And in today's show, I'm going to go over a little bit about what the book is about, what's interesting, and what we can take away from it as life story creators. So let's jump into what is The Mother Wound about. Basically, it starts when Haydar's in her childhood. She's growing up in Western Sydney with 3 siblings. She goes to school, she goes to university, she graduates and becomes a lawyer. She actually marries a fellow lawyer called Moe, and things are going great. They're newly married until, sort of out of the blue, so to speak, shockingly, her mother is stabbed over 30 times and by her father, and her father also injures her younger sister. And from here, after this crime, they go through the court systems for a number of years. Haydar has two babies. She gives birth twice, and she's supporting these other siblings as well. But most importantly, the book is about preserving her mother's legacy and educating other women who may be at risk. So some really, really full-on storyline or plot to this memoir. But what's interesting about this book, things that I learned by reading it. Firstly, I didn't realise so much about Lebanese heritage. I didn't know about the geography of the place. I didn't know so much about the culture, the people, their customs, and the saddening decades of war that has been happening in that country. So I really learned a lot there. The second thing was about the term domestic violence. Now, Haydar says we should be referring to this as domestic abuse. She argues that this is more encompassing of verbal and emotional abuse that may be sort of invisible. I suppose there's no sort of marks left on people. So she really likes that as, instead of saying domestic violence, say domestic abuse is more inclusive of those other elements. But most importantly from this book, I learnt really the tragic facts about how many women are killed by domestic abuse in Australia. For example, I did some research. 50 women at least were reportedly killed in Australia in 2022. And on average, the stats are about 1 woman every 9 days is killed by a current or former partner. So really a big eye-opener, really shocking actually to find that out. But from this memoir, what can we learn or what can we take away from Haydar's writing that we can then apply to our own creating, to our own projects? Firstly, on a positive note, I really loved the vibrant and tender artwork on the cover. I thought that was beautiful. It's sort of the back of a mother holding a baby, a graphic design, really, really beautiful. And it has this deeply personal title, which when you read it, completely applicable, The Mother Wound. But Haydar also reflects really well on her own experiences and her mother's experiences in hindsight. She really delves into her mother's character. And finally, of course, writing so well about something so painful, something so traumatic. These experiences, phenomenal way that she writes this as a debut writer. Fantastic. So that's just a quick snippet today of a book review about The Mother Wound. It's basically how a Sydney lawyer is confronted with murder and motherhood all at once. So in today's show, I've given you a little bit of a sneak peek about what the book is about, what's interesting I found as a reader, but what we can take away as life story creators. So I'm really hopeful that this show is going to, awaken you to the idea that life stories are really great for one preserving life, legacy and hope for a brighter, better future. Now, if you'd like to find the full article on this topic on this show, please go to my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com/The Mother Wound. Now you can see the cover of the book, there's some quotes from the book, also more in-depth writing about the book, and some links, the helpful links that you might be able to use for your own writing. And while you're here, please answer the question, have you read The Mother Wound, or have you read a really great memoir or biography that you'd like to share? Please leave a comment so we can all have a read as well. Before I go, at the top of the show I mentioned the Structure Success video training. Now this training is completely free. Go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/structure success sign up. Now when you take this quick training, it's going to help you identify the key memories, the key events of your life or a loved one's life, so that you can map out your project. So you can include these in logical order. It could be chapters, it could be something else, but make sure you have a bit of a roadmap for your creating. Really, really recommend that you give that one a try. People find that very helpful. But I will be back again soon with another topic, and it would be great if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, even leave it a review. And until then, happy writing.